Hey, I'm Chloe Cooper, and I'm going to tell you why we should utilize year-round schools. Have you ever started a project and then had to set it aside for a few months and then try to pick it back up where you left off? If you have, then you know it can be extremely frustrating because you have lost momentum and probably forgotten how to do it. That is what it's like for a student to try to remember what they learned after a 3-month break. It is frustrating and makes learning hard. This is just one problem facing schools today. Whether you're currently in school or have children who are, improving the education system should be a priority for you in order to better prepare the younger generation for the world. As a junior in high school, I've spent 11 years in a traditional 9-month school calendar and have experienced firsthand some of the problems that are caused by this outdated system. The traditional school calendar causes several problems in education which can and should be solved by implementing a year-round school calendar. Let's look at some of the problems facing education today. There are many disadvantages to having a traditional school year. Most of us are so used to the traditional school year calendar that we never even consider a different option, but there are definite benefits to a year-round school calendar. Overcrowding of schools has become a really big issue, and at the end of a 3-month-long break, teachers are finding themselves having to take extra credit or extra time out of their day to reteach their students the things they already learned the year before. Teacher income has been negatively impacted by the traditional school calendar, which leaves students without a check for 3 months during the summer. After seeing a few of the problems associated with the traditional school calendar, let's look at the cause. Many of these issues are due largely in part to the way traditional school calendar is set up. Before we can actually do anything to help the situation, we have to look at the cause of the problem. Overcrowding occurs in 27% of public schools, which results in students not getting enough one-on-one time with their teachers. Since the traditional school calendar is set up with students spending 9 months in school and 3 months out in the summer, students cannot retain everything they have learned. Teachers don't make enough to support themselves with just teaching, so a lot of the times during summers they have to work a second job just to make ends meet. After looking at the problems that the traditional school calendar causes, it is time to look at the solution. Year-round school would solve many issues caused by the traditional school calendar. The pros of year-round school are continuous learning, fixed school, problem of overpopulation, intermissions offered give multiple benefits, parents do not have to pay for daycare, and gives teachers year-round work. In order to make sure students get the best education possible, we have to take the initiative and convince legislators and school officials to utilize a year-round school calendar. Some schools with year-round schooling utilize something called a multi-track system. This means that schools divide into 4 or 5 different tracks. Vacations are staggered between the tracks in such a way so that while 3 out of 4 tracks are currently in school, the other track is on vacation. When one track returns, the other one goes on vacation. By doing so, overcrowding of schools would lessen and the stress of having too many students would be non-existent. Year-round schooling offers more breaks and more opportunities for everyone to take a well-deserved vacation. It also doesn't have a 3-month gap of no school, therefore students can easily retain the education that they are being taught and teachers do not have to backtrack to reteach things. If schools were open year-round, not only would teachers not have to work a second job, but they would also see an increase in their yearly income. You can see that the year-round school calendar would solve many current educational issues. Year-round schooling offers the best solution for today's schools. It would fix overcrowding, raise teachers' pay, and also improve student retention. The traditional school calendar causes several problems in education, which can and should be solved by implementing a year-round school calendar. There are many disadvantages to the traditional school calendar, which lead to problems in the educational system. Implementing a year-round school calendar would solve many of these issues and improve the quality of education. Instead of just accepting the traditional school calendar and the problems that come with it, I urge you to do something to improve education and contact your local school board and state legislators in support of year-round school.